It is not failure that people fear. It is the perceived negative consequences that follow the failure that stresses them out. This fear can lead to lower self-esteem, avoiding challenging tasks, and being pessimistic and even cheating. Psychologists have identified the main 5 things which people fear a failure will lead to: experiencing shame and embarrassment, readjusting how you see yourself, having an uncertain future, upsetting important others losing interest. So how to overcome fear of failure? Here are 7 steps. No shame policy. The most common fear of failure that young people report is the fear of shame and embarrassment. This is seen in students who don't volunteer an answer to a question in class for fear of looking bad in front of their peers, or in athletes who play it in too safe as they don't want to be the one who makes a mistake. For these people, trying and failing is definitely seen as not cool. We can overcome this fear by creating an environment where failure isn't followed by laughter or ridicule or embarrassment. Step 2. Address the problem. Psychologists believe that there are 3 ways people cope with situations. They are avoidant, emotional, problem-focused. Let's say you are worried about snakes in your garden. You could decide to never go into your garden again, or convince yourself that having snakes in your back garden isn't that bad, or go into your garden and get rid of snakes. And whereas avoidant and emotional focused coping may provide a short relief, problem-focused coping addresses the issue head-on, allowing you to make long-term gains. Don't be an ostrich and bury your head in the sand. If something is worrying you, work out how you can make it better. Step 3. Learn from your mistakes. 40 years ago, a psychologist in America studied how primary school students viewed an upcoming test. Some viewed it as an opportunity to see how much they had learned, and others saw it as a chance to compare themselves to their classmates. Those who focused on their learning are called task-oriented. Creating a task-oriented environment by focusing more on individual development and less on comparison to others should increase motivation, confidence, self-regulation, academic performance, as well as reducing anxiety. Step 3. Don't bottle it up. Teams are often stronger than individuals. So if something is worrying you, talk to someone like a parent, friend, teacher, or coach. These people can give advice, support, or even just listen to you. Using the support available to you is one of the strategies that Olympic champions use to develop their resilience. Step 4. Question your fears. Are your fears actually irrational or highly unlikely to come true? Mark Twain once said, "I have had a lot of worries in my life, most of which never happened." This is a great quote as it captures perfectly how many students end up worrying about the worst case scenario, often for no logical reason. It's good to reassure them that if they have put the hard work in, there is no reason to assume the worst. Step 5. Focus on what you can control. When people focus on things they can change, it often makes them stressed or nervous. By helping people focus on what they can control, it gives them a sense of certainty and confidence. Elite athletes such as Tom DeLay call this being process-focused, which is not focusing on the outcome, but focusing on what they need to do to give them the best chance of success. The same applies to school. Students can't control what grade they will achieve, but they can be process-focused if they concentrate on what they can control, like their effort, their attitude, and how organized they are. Embrace the gray. In education and in sport, sometimes the result can paper over the cracks. Young people can think that a good grade or a win in their last competition means that everything is good. On the flip side, a poor grade or a defeat and everything seems all doom and gloom. This sort of black and white thinking can lead to stress, anxiety, fragile self-esteem. Judging yourself on your attitude, effort, and what you have learned are better markers and are probably more likely to result in the good grades and wins that they so desire. To recap, failure in itself isn't threatening. It is just a source of feedback on your current level. It is the negative consequences that people think will follow that they fear. The most common of these is the fear of shame and embarrassment. There are many techniques and strategies that can help young people overcome their fear of failures, helping them push on and realize their potential.